Hello and welcome to Mickey Collects Poke, where I talk about anything and everything Pokemon TCG. In today's video, we are opening up Lost Origin packs online. Managed to secure myself quite a few codes, so I'm going to open just 100 of them, and then the remainder will be used to trade for the important cards that I need for my online decks. Okay, so the purpose of opening 100 packs is to get the common, uncommon, and rare staples like your Comfeys, your Chorus experiments, and whatnot. Okay, so that you don't want to spend like one Lost Origin pack to trade for one rare card, right? So without further ado, let's head to the first pack. Okay, so 100 packs. I do have to keep track of them, and I opened a few packs beforehand. So yeah, we have a Thorthorn, a reverse holo, and a normal. So we have Giratina V in the first hit of the video. So this is not the first major hit in my packs, because previously, just a few minutes before this, I opened a bit, maybe 7 to 8 packs. I had, I think, a Goodra V-Star. So this is the first major hit of the video. Good start, I would say. Okay, so we get a Magiana. That's okay. So our gold card is the Gold Giratina. So I would like to feature Giratina V-Star. Not a huge fan of it, but I believe all of us will need to know how to play Giratina and how to play against Giratina. And we have a Zorak V. Okay, so this will be quite a popular deck as well. Definitely we'll see some gameplay. Okay, like I was saying, you need to know how to play Giratina to understand how to counter Giratina, right? So because it will see a lot of gameplay in the future, in the upcoming tournaments, right? So this is our 8th pack, I believe. So we need like 4 4 of a lot of the Lost Zone cards, like Comfey. We have a Centiskorch V Max, very nice. So we need a playset of Comfeys, Chorus experiments, and Mirage Gates and whatnot. Okay, so Give Energy is a new energy card that I would really like to put, especially inside a Regigigas deck. So we have Lost City as well. So Lost City is a brand new stadium that I'll see that essentially might kill off quite a few single price decks. So they add in a card for Reggie, and they added in another card to kill off Reggie decks, right? So Reggie decks have to get rid of Lost City when they see it in play. So not a big fan of it if you are a single price decks. Okay, Misfortune Sisters is and we have our first Comfey. So this is the main engine of all Lost Zone decks. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may take a look to. You essentially draw 2 cards, put 1 in your hand, put 1 in the Lost Zone. So you need 4 of this card in every single Lost Zone deck. But thankfully, in the PTCGO app, you only need 2 of them, right? Okay, so we have Fantina. Hoping to pull the full art one. During your, if you can only play this if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, and during your opponent's next turn, you take all your Pokemon, not just the active. All your Pokemon takes 120 less damage. Lovely card, especially in the Goodra deck. Okay, so Lost Vacuum, choose put 1 card in the Lost Zone, and then choose a Pokemon to attach to any Pokemon or any stadium and put in the Lost Zone. So this could be your own stuff. And we have a Pidgeot V Full Art, very nice. So Lost Vacuum, you can put additional cards into a Lost Zone by discarding your own stadium or your own 2. So especially if your opponent, we have another Zorak V, very nice. So if your opponent is also playing a Lost Zone deck, you don't want to add cards into their Lost Zone, so discard your own 2. So Mirage Gate is another card that we already have 4 of, so that's great. Can only use if you have 7 or more cards, and then attach 2 energies of different color to any of your Pokemon in any way you want. Okay, very very useful. So we have a playset of that already. And we have a Gold Giratina V-Star, very nice. So this is the card that everyone wants to chase, right? Essentially, lost impact, 280 damage, put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon, any Pokemon into the Lost Zone. Okay, and then Star Requiem, 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. So if you play Giratina, you're putting lots of cards in the Lost Zone. You knock out one Pokemon right away. Okay, we have our Gold card, Gold Giratina V-Star, very nice. So which means we don't have to spend so many packs to trade for it. So that is wonderful news. Okay, Raichu is next. Pretty useful. I've seen people play Raichu, so not going to be the best, but it does see some gameplay, especially if you play lightning decks or an Arceus deck that has lightning, like Arceus Flying Pikachu. So yeah, next pack we have, okay, so Lake Equity is another new card. If your Pokemon has any water or fighting energy, they take 20 less damage. And we have Banette. Banette, also a wonderful card to put in Lost Zone decks. So you may put a supporter card from this card pile to your hand. So it can be a Boss's Order, it can be a Fantina, it can even be a Cheryl. Okay, so and then you put Banette and Sharpet into the Lost Zone. So that adds to your Lost Zone deck pile as well. So wonderful mechanism. And then Poliwrath, okay. So looking forward to making lots of decks. This is a brand new mechanism. Oh, and we have a Cramorant. We are loading up on all the hits that we want. So Cramorant, very very essential in Lost Zone decks. You need to play at least one. So this is your early game attacker. If you have 4 cards in your Lost Zone, you can ignore energy costs. So you can attack for free, 110 damage. So this can be used to soften up VMAXs or V-Stars. And then next turn your main attacker can go in, and your main attacker can go in to attack. Sorry, was distracted because we put a Fuat Lady. Okay, so this is can be playable, but I don't see it being played a lot. So search your deck for 4 basic energy cards, review them and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. So probably not gonna see this being played a lot because it's a supporter, and for water decks you have Bucket, which gets you 2, and that's more than enough than you need. Unless you're playing a Frostmoth deck, then that's different, or a Dugong deck, or a which we might go to later. So let's ignore the V for now because we have 2 Choruses Experiments. So this is another essential card in the Lost Zone mechanics. Take a look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Put 3 in your hand, 2 in the Lost Zone. Okay, so this helps a lot. This is your main draw engine and your Lost Zone filling up mechanism. So we have a we have a normal rare, a normal uncommon, and a reverse holo, so which is nice. And we have a Namorous V. Probably not gonna see it played a lot. So it's just one of those Vs, right? So another reverse holo Chorus Experiment, very nice. So of course we want the Fuat one. You know, we want to bling up our deck, especially online. You know, it's easier, a lot cheaper and easier to bling your deck online than in physical form. Okay, Hisuian Zoroark will be knocked out at the end of opponent's next turn. So this can see some cheeky plays with what's that? Galamine. So increase the attack, the retreat cost of your opponent's Pokemon, and then use that. Okay, and we have our second Giratina V, very nice. So we have 2 Giratina Vs, 1 V-Star. Put off camera, we have a Goodra V-Star, so we do want Goodra Vs, and we have our second Cameron. And I think we have 2 Hisuian Zoroark V. So these 3 are the main Lost Zone decks that people are looking to form. So Galarian Berserker V, we pulled it in real life, didn't want it, but sometimes you have to pull something like that, right? Okay, so Barbara. Okay, so maybe we'll spend a bit of time to talk about Finion, because Finion is the main engine behind another type of deck called Swim Freely. So as often as you like, you may attach a water energy from your hand to your Pokemon that has the Swim Freely attack. So in this deck, I believe there are 3 cards that have the Swim Freely attack. So this is where a lady might come in, because you are getting 4 energy cards instead, and you can even use Capacious Bucket to get another 2. Pidgeot V can be useful, especially if you are doing a control deck or endless looping deck. So if Pidgeot V is on your bench, you can shuffle it and all cards back to your deck. So that creates the loop. Okay, next up. Have we recorded? Yes, we do. I had to make sure, if not, I don't want to start all over again. Okay. So yeah, we are recording. I've lost count of the number of times where I was filming and then I forgot to press record, and then I had to re-record everything. So yeah, always good to make sure. Okay, so what do we have? A Raichu and a Trevenant. Okay, so first deck I will want to test out is probably the Goodra V-Star deck. It's the first deck of Lost Origins that I formed in real life. Really liked how it worked, and Goodra is such an adorable Pokemon, right? It's so sad, So that is something that I want to try out first, followed by probably the Giratina V-Star, because a lot of people are looking for deck lists on how to form Giratina V-Star. And speaking of Goodra, we have another Goodra V-Star. So yeah, let's spend a bit of time talking about it and why I want to form it first. So Rolling Iron does 200 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 80 damage less. Okay, so essentially you're quite vulnerable to ropes and bosses, but you are protected. Hisuian Goodra V-Star. If your opponent chooses to boss another Pokemon like a single prizer, your Goodra can come up and hit for another 200, and then your opponent has to find a way to get past this. So that is a really defensive deck that can attack at the same time. So, and if your opponent does put damage counters on it during dealing more than 80 for a couple of turns, you can always use Moisture Star, the V-Star ability, heal all damage from Hisuian Goodra V-Star. So this is fantastic because unlike Cheryl has to discard all your energy. You don't have to discard anything to heal everything from this Pokemon. So really love this mechanic. While playing with it in real life, it's a little bit hard to set up, but once you get the engine rolling, it's unstoppable, really. Okay, because I do play Cheryl and other healing mechanisms, and Drapion V, very good card to add in almost every deck, I would say. If you are really scared of Mew VMAX, Drapion V will really solve your problem, because one, it's a basic Pokemon, and number two, essentially the Drapion V's ability allows you to reduce your energy cost according to the number of Single Strike, Rapid Strike, and Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. So essentially, you can actually attack for free using Drapion V and hit Mew VMAX in one turn knockout. So really very useful, especially if you are using a fighting deck like Rapid Strike Urshifu. Drapion V will be a wonderful addition instead of using the Galarian Moltres engine. And we have our first gold card, a Lost Vacuum, very useful in all Lost Zone decks. So this will definitely be inside my decks. So yeah, I've spoken about how they work, so I'm not gonna spend more time talking about it. So very useful card in Lost Zone mechanics. So Arcphone, okay, we have our full Goodra V, very nice. So not not gonna use a lot of its attack because the main purpose of Gudra V is to evolve to Gudra V Star, right? But it does have certain just reduce capability of reducing damage. Reduce, I think, 30. So second comfy, very nice. So first one was reverse hollow. Here's the second one. So we want 4 of those, right? If we can get 4 reverse hollow, that would be great. But essentially, we just want 4 in 100 packs. Can we do that? And we have our third comfy, very nice. And we have our Burnett. So this is a different Burnett from the one in Lost Origin. So this is the single strike Burnett. 7 damage counters on this Pokemon, does 20 damage for each damage counter you put this way. Can be quite useful. Okay, so this can be used in a Zoroark deck essentially. So Zoroark deck, you can put this and then hit Pokemon that are weak to Psychic for 140 times 2 damage, 280 damage. Wow. Knocks out a fighting V-Star. And our third comfy, one more to go. Right, Burnett is a great addition to Zoroark decks. Okay, we have Reverse Hollow Rare and we have a Radiant Gardevoir. Okay, so this is the latest addition, probably the most useful out of the 3 Radiant Pokemon in this set. So Radiant Gardevoir, all your Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. So this messes up with a lot of your opponent's numbers. Like Mew V Max, they will need another Power Tablet. For Palkia, it doesn't matter because... And we have Kyurem V, right? Okay, so we will come back to Radiant Gardevoir later. So Kyurem V Max is a brand new card that can see quite a lot of play, especially with Palkia decks. Okay, so speaking of Palkia, when you play Palkia, it doesn't really matter whether you put down the Radiant Gardevoir or not, because putting down the Gardevoir reduces 20 damage, but then it increases the damage for Palkia V-Star, right? So it kind of nets off. And we have a Drapion V-Star. Okay, so the Drapion V is going to be used quite a bit, a lot more than the V-Star, but don't sleep on Drapion V-Star, right? Because Drapion V-Star can do 250 damage with a choice belt is 280, and then you have to find some way to heal because it does 10 less damage for each damage counter on it. Otherwise you have to retreat it, and 3 retreat cost is quite high. Otherwise you can use your Hazard Star ability, deal 250 damage after. Before that, you can make your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed and poisoned, so they can't move for 1 turn. You do 250 damage, and then come back to you with 2 more damage counters, so that's 270. Without a choice belt, you can still knock it out, right? And then, or you can partner it with Hisuian Sneasler, which hopefully we will pull one and we can talk about it. So quite powerful, can be used in Weezing, Weezing and Crobat VMAX decks. Okay, and our next character rare card is Chandelier. This is for Milik. So if you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve, you can discard top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Milling decks are quite tough to play right now because we are at the phase where, you know, speed is everything, right? So you have Mew VMAX, you have Palkia, which goes very, very fast. Even the Lost Zone mechanic tries to be as fast as possible. And we have Reverse Hollow Mirage Gate, which is always nice. And what's our hit? Ooh, Rainbow Kyurem VMAX. Okay, so let's talk about Kyurem VMAX, right? So very, very good partner with Palkia decks. So ability Glaciated World. Once during your turn, you may discard the top card of your deck. If it's a water energy, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon. So this pairs well with Oranguru from Vivid Voltage. So you can swap water energy from your hand to the top of your deck, and then use Kyurem VMAX's ability to attach it to itself, and then charge again, and put a Melanie, and then you are essentially putting 3 energy cards in 1 turn. So Max Frost is the attack 120 plus plus the number of 120 damage plus 50 more damage for each water energy you discard from this Pokemon. So if you are attaching 3 energy cards per turn, you are doing 270 with either a quick shooting Inteleon or a choice belt. You are knocking out a lot of other Pokemon. So Kyurem VMAX could see a lot of gameplay, although it does get stopped by Path to the Peak. Okay, Shift 3, it's alright. So Rainbow Kyurem VMAX is a great hit. So I believe we have 4 Mirage Gates already. Let's check. Yep, we have more than that. So Dewgong. So Dewgong is another mechanism or another Pokemon in the Swim Freely mechanism. So how it works is Swim Freely is not that important. It's just 10 damage. If you flip heads, you prevent all damage. What makes Dewgong decks work is flow return, 40 times number of water energy you shuffle back to the deck from this Pokemon. Okay, no, so from your Pokemon. So you can shuffle water energy from any of your Pokemon back to the deck and then do 40 damage for each water energy shuffled back. Okay, so with Lady and the Swim Freely Finneon, you can do some major damage. Okay, so next 2 cards, we have another Chandelier. So Shift 3, I might want to talk about. There might be some people that want to play certain cards, and we have our third Giratina V. We don't have to trade so much for it, right? So Caresses Experiment, our third one. I do want the full one though, and we might want to trade. If it's not too expensive, maybe I want to trade for alternate art Giratina V, right? And then maybe trade the normal V ones away for more packs. And we have a Charizard. Okay, so this is the same one from Vivid Voltage. So not gonna talk so much about it. So most of us know how it works. So it's quite relevant now. I would say it has always been a strong deck, to be honest, but it does take quite some time to set up. Okay, yeah, so speaking of Charizard, you can also pair up with Radiant Charizard, so you can form a Charizard single prizer deck. So that would be pretty amazing, right? The only problem that deck faces is consistency. You want to pull off your combos always, right? It's a great deck when you manage to pull it off, but consistency is always the issue with this kind of single prizer decks. So our second Burnett, very nice. We still need some Comfeys, right? If I'm not wrong. So a Go Hisuian V-Star, Hisuian Zoroark V-Star, very nice. So this will save me a lot of packs trading, right? So we should talk about it later. And hopefully we pull another one. Yep, let's move on to the next pack. We are pulling a lot of repeat character rares. So Zoroark V-Star, do we have it? Nope. Okay, so we might spend some time talking about Hisuian Zoroark V-Star. If we don't pull it, then do look forward to my opening, my Hisuian Zoroark V-Star deck. What's that? Deck gameplay, right? Gameplay. Okay, so we are 70 packs down, 30 more to go. This video is getting a little bit long, and we have our third Comfey plus 1 reverse holo. That's our fourth one. So we have essentially completed what we need to know. We need Sableye, right? So Gengar. Okay, so why not? We can take this chance to talk about Hisuian Zoroark V-Star. So Gengar has this ability to come back from the discard pile. So if Gengar is inside a discard pile, you can put it onto your bench and add 30 damage counters onto it. So this pairs very well with Hisuian Zoroark V-Star, because Hisuian Zoroark V-Star does 50 damage for each of your Pokemon that has damage counters on it, including itself. So if you have 6 Pokemon all with damage counters on it, it deals 300 damage, so essentially knocking out everything with a choice belt. So with choice belt it knocks out most VMAXs. Without choice belt it knocks out all V-stars. So great combo over here. And if we have a damage pump, we pull a damage pump, which we should, we will talk about how it goes well together with everything, right? So yeah, great combo. Gengar with Hisuian Zorak V-star. Okay, and we have another comfy, so yeah. So Sableye, I guess, is the hard one to pull, right? Haven't seen a single one yet. Might have to trade for it. There's this single price Lost Zone box that then I would also love to try out. You know, it's probably a lot more forgiving than Lost Zone decks that play Vs and V stars, because the Lost Zone does take some time to set up, and then that's where you want to sacrifice as little as possible to get to your 4 cards in the Lost Zone, 7 cards in the Lost Zone, 4, 7, 10 is the magic numbers you want to hit, right? Okay, so let's talk about damage pump. So this works well in Hisuian Zorak V-star decks. Move 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to another to your other Pokemon in any way you like. So you can put 2 onto 1/1. That's where Hisuian Zorak V-star that the attack, you know, does more damage. So we have another Cramorant reverse holo, very nice. Yeah, so damage pump, Gengar, and Hisuian Zorak V-star, that's the combo. So we want that Sableye, and we need more major hits like Gold, Tina's, Magnezone V. That's pretty alright. Magnezone V-star could see some disruptive play. Not the best, but I think it just needs someone to really unlock its potential, right? Because it hits Palkia for weakness, it hits Flying Pikachu for weakness, and although the Sudoi V-star does hit it for weakness, yeah, but I always thought that Magnezone would be weak to fire, but apparently it's weak to fighting. Okay, Aerodactyl V, pretty decent. If we pull the V-star, we can talk about it. It's not going to see a lot of gameplay, to be honest, but it can be quite disruptive if you play right. Okay, Parasect. So we are down to our last 12 to 13 packs. So we have essentially put what we needed to out of this 100 packs. I think other than Sableye, which we probably can trade maybe 1 pack for, the rest of the essentials we have, like our Comfys, Choruses, Experiments. We do want a full art versions though. Yep, so damage pump reverse holo is nice. So we have our Comfys and whatnot, so we can essentially start to build our decks, you know, with the staples. Okay, another Drapion V, that is nice. So one of the decks that I would like to test out is also a Drapion V-star, Galarian Weezing, and Crobat VMAX deck. So essentially it's the old Weezing and Crobat mechanism, but with Drapion V-star. And then Hisuian Sneasler, I don't know whether we will pull it, but Hisuian Sneasler is great. It's a great addition because it adds 2 more damage counters to poison Pokemon. So this could be a good combo to bring to competitions because it's disruptive, and we have a Garantina V-star, very nice. Okay, so we have a gold one and a normal one. Yeah, that saves a lot of packs that I need to trade. and we are down to our last 2 packs. Okay, so yeah, we are approaching 30 minutes on this video. I don't want to make it so long, but yeah, last pack, so let's go. The rest I'll just, whatever I need, I'll just trade for it, because essentially packs are currency in this game, right? Alright, so that was the online opening of 100 Lost Origin packs. Let me know if you enjoyed it, because to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of taking videos of online pack openings, because it can get a bit dry and boring. But if you liked it, do let me know. Give me some feedback in the comments. I'm always open to receiving more feedback. And also, what decks do you want to see in the channel? In mind, I already have the Giratina V-Star, Gudra V-Star, Hisuian Zoroark V-Star, as well as what's that, Drapion V-Star lineup for you guys to enjoy. But if you have any other deck ideas, do let me know so that I can prepare the content for you. With that, thank you for coming to the end of the video. Do like, subscribe, comment, you know, the usual YouTube prompts. I'll see you in the next video.